Okay, Unit 5 is going to deal with relationships in triangles. First one we're going to talk about is the mid-segment theorem and the coordinate proof. So we're going to use the properties of mid-segments, and we're going to write coordinate proofs. First thing we need to do is define what a mid-segment of a triangle is. It's a segment that connects the midpoints of two sides of the triangle. Every triangle has 3 mid-segments. So the mid-segments of this triangle ABC, so there should be a C there, are DF, FE, and ED. So the segment containing the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is 1/2 as long as that side. So DE would equal 1/2 AC, or it takes 2 DEs to equal 1 AC. So finding the lengths, it takes 2 MPs to equal NO. So 2x equals 16, x equals 8. Takes 2 MPs to equal NO. 2 times 7 is 14. In this next one, keep in mind that these are connecting midpoints, so it splits that segment into 2 congruents. So x equals 4. This is a mid-segment to 2 MPs equal NO. 2 times 4.5 equals 9. Using the mid-segment theorem, we know that JR is congruent to RK, KS congruent to SL, JT congruent to TL. So RS and T are midpoints. So RS would be parallel to JL, ST would be parallel to KJ, KL is parallel to the mid-segment RT. SL is going to be congruent to KS, which is also going to be congruent to this mid-segment. Right? It takes 2 RTs to equal 1 KL, so each of those are all going to be congruent. So RS is going to be congruent to JT and TL, and likewise TS congruent to JR and RK. So we can fill in the rest of our statements here. JR congruent to RK, which is also going to be congruent to ST, and JT is going to be congruent to TL, which is going to be congruent to RS. Okay, we're going to use algebra. You can mark what's going to be congruent or realizing your relationships. DE is the midsegment of GJ. So in number 11, it takes 2 DEs to equal 1 GJ. So 2 times 4x plus 5 equals 3x plus 25. Solve. And it's asking for DE. Number 12, EF is a midsegment, so it takes 2 EFs. GH is the side, so 2 times 2x plus 7 must equal 5x minus 1. Solve. And it's asking for EF. EF is 2 times 15 plus 7 is 37. And then number 13, we have HJ and DF. DF is the midsegment, so it takes 2 DFs equals HJ. Solve. And it's asking for HJ, which will be, move it up here, which is 48 minus 2, 46. Okay, explain why BD is not a midsegment. Well, the first thing we need to know is that BD must be parallel to AE. And it's no indication of parallel. And our last one says the coordinates of ABC are 0, 5, 8, 20, and 0, 26. Find the length of each side and the perimeter of ABC. Then find the perimeter of the triangle formed by connecting the 3 midsegments. So the first thing we need to do is graph this. If you count by 5s, or each line is 1. Okay, let's plot. A is 0, 5. B is 8, 20. And C is 0, 26. There's our triangle. So we need to find some lengths. It says it wants find the length of each side and the perimeter of ABC. So we need the length of, of AB. Call the distance formula. Difference in the x's. plus difference in the y's, each of them squared. And that's 289, which is square root 17. And the length of BC and the square root of 100 is 10. And the length of AC, since that's a vertical line, I can just do the absolute value of 5 minus 6. Or 5 minus 26, sorry. Which is 21. And the perimeter is just each of those added together, which equals 2, 3, 48. To find the perimeter, we know each of those lengths would be 1/2. I'll plot the perimeter in a minute. So the mid segments, let's go ahead and plot those in black. We need halfway between, or the midpoint between A and B. The midpoint is adding the two together, so, and then divide by 2. So that's 4, 12.5. Call that D. Then same thing up here. Between B and C, add the two together, divide by 2. So that'd be 4/23. Call that E. And halfway, midpoint over here, adding these two together, it's going to be 0. And then 5 plus 26 is 31 divided by 2, which is 15.5. And we'll call that F. So there's our mid segments drawn and that triangle. And then to find the perimeter of that, we know that each of those are 1/2. So if I want to find the length of DE, it's going to be 1/2 AC. I want to find the length of DF. It's going to be 1/2 the length of BC, which is 10. And if I want to find the length of FE, it's going to be 1/2 the length of AB. And if you look above, it's 17. So I add those together. And you get 24. So if you look at the relationship, you know that the perimeter of the triangle formed by connecting mid-segments, it's going to have the same relationship. Triangle ABC equals 1/2 perimeter triangle ABC. And that's the end of lesson 5.1.